So the shifting would be positive 7. If it's outside of that grouping and the shift happens in the y direction and happens as you see it, as you expect it would. So I see positive 2 away from x. So the shifting is positive 2 in the y direction. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we want to graph this. Let's use the inverse. Okay? Let's switch x and y and resolve. So there's that. Let's subtract 2 on both sides. X minus 2 equals the cube root of y minus 7. And then we will cube each side. So that's x minus 2 cubed equals just y minus 7 now. And then we'll add 7. So then I have x minus 2 cubed plus 7 equals y. Now that looks a lot easier to build a table for and get a look at, right? And then we can just invert that table and we should have a look at the graph. We also can see the shifting and everything else. We know that the basic shift of this one is positive 2 in the x direction, positive 7 in the y direction, right? So, and there's no multiplication, so no stretching, there's no negative, so no flipping. So really that shift is all we have to know about. And if we knew the parent function y equals x cubed, we'd be done, right? You may or may not know the parent function y equals x cubed. If you don't, build a table. Oops. X and y, not y and x. So if I put in, say 2 is a clever one to put in because I get 0 plus 7 is 7. 1 would be a good one to put in because 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 7 is 6. 3 would be a clever one to put in because 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 cubed is 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. Let's see, let's take a look at what we've got just based on that. So we've got 2, 7, 1, 6, 3, 8. And then we probably should look to the left. Okay? We could look at, I suppose we could look at 0. That would give us negative 2. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 7 is negative 1. We could look at negative 1. Negative 1 and negative 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 cubed is negative 27 plus 7 is negative 20. So that's a pretty big number there. So I don't want to get any further than that. So we'll go with 0, negative 1, and negative 120 will be way down there somewhere. So it kind of falls, and then falls real hard, and then does this. That's approximately what it does. Yes? What's that?
I need to.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's approximately what it looks like. Its inverse, this one here, let's just invert the table and take a look at it. It would be 7, 2, 6, 1, 8, 3, negative 1, 0, negative 20, negative 1, which we'll probably ignore. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2, 6, and 1, 8, and 3, negative 1, and 0. And so we'll get this shape that'll kind of go on here and then it'll fall, following approximately the same pattern each way. Every x becomes a y, every y becomes an x. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Anybody questions on how we've done this so far? Let's get away from these graphing ideas, these theory ideas, and get into a real world situation for this. Okay? If you would like to look along in your book on page 154, there's a story problem. I've written it all out. We're going to write it all out. So if you don't want to look, you don't have to. I should just erase and then say, it's on the video.
Oh, okay,
That'd be mean.
What time do we leave this class?
59.
Yeah, 39.
I mean 39. Why did it say 50?
Yeah, we can't do that. I've got another class.
Wait, I gotta know how to draw lines. Okay, there we go.
We good? Everybody good? Yes? Okay. Let's look at example 4. We may have to do example 5 tomorrow.
No, whatever.
Stop your complaining and just keep writing. Just keep writing. Example 4, which is on page 154. Your net pay is usually about 65% of your gross pay. Your gross pay is how much you would get if they didn't take taxes out and Social Security and everything else. Your net pay is how much you actually get in your paycheck. Okay? Suppose you want to come up with a budget and you want to take your monthly grocery cost off, then you want to invest 10% of what's left. Okay, so that's our scenario. Invest 10% of what's left. And we're going to take this off of our net pay. Okay? Part A, all we want to do is write an equation giving the amount invested, which we will call I, as a function of gross pay, which we will call capital G, given a monthly grocery cost of $450. You're going to spend $450 on groceries, and then we're going to figure out how to what amount we can invest after that. So, investment, I, the amount you can invest, is equal to the net pay minus the groceries, and then 10% of that. Okay? So, how would we talk about our net pay in terms of our gross pay? Our net pay is 65% of the gross pay. What does the word of mean when you're dealing with percents? What operation does of indicate when you're dealing with percents? Say it again. Multiplication, actually. Multiplication. Of means multiply when you're dealing with fractions and percents, which are, of course, the same thing. So 65% of the gross pay is like 0.65 times the gross pay. There's our net pay. That's what we're bringing home in our paycheck. Then from that, we want to take off monthly grocery cost, which is $450. So take off $450. And what we're going to invest is 10% of all that, meaning take all of this and multiply it by 10%, 0.1. Okay? That is how much we're going to invest. That is it for part A. Okay? Now, if you're doing the inverse of this, then you are resolving for what? G. You are resolving for G. So, I'm just going to erase the top. And in fact, we're going to run out of time. So we will start with part B tomorrow.